Unit 11. Conflict. Track 51. 1,
Patience. Patient.
2,
Calmness. Calm.
3,
Weakness. Weak.
4,
Flexibility. Flexible.
5,
Emotion. Emotional.
6,
Consistency. Consistent.
7,
Sympathy. Sympathetic.
8,
Formality. Formal.
9,
Enthusiasm. Enthusiastic.
10.
Creativity. Creative.
Unit 11. Conflict. Track 52.
Can you tell us about your organisation?
Our organisation, the Centre for Effective Dispute Resolution, was founded 20 years ago. Its base is in London, and its main outputs are to teach business and make business more aware of more effective ways of dealing with conflict. And our two primary areas of business are first skills. So we've been involved in training up to 40,000 mediators around the world. And we're also involved in providing services. So we have mediators who mediate around the UK and around the world in business conflicts.
Unit 11. Conflict. Track 53.
What are the commonest causes of conflict at work?
We actually surveyed this last year, and the findings are interesting. The key problem is inappropriate communication or no communication. So I would say avoidance, so that managers are not dealing with their employees as effectively as they might. There's a lot of European legislation now around the areas of sex discrimination and unfair work practices, and this does lead to a lot of controversy in the workplace. I think other areas are clash of personalities, culture, different belief systems, and interestingly, I think a lot of employees feel that their workloads can be very oppressive.
Unit 11. Conflict. Track 54.
How do you help to resolve business disputes?
It's about trying to have an early dialogue and to recognise there is a problem. And then it's about having a good process. And that involves getting key decision makers to allow enough time. So typically we would say they need to allow at least half a day, but in a bigger business problem, at least a day. And it's having a good agenda, and it's making sure that the difficult issues are talked about in the right kind of format with a mediator, both privately and in a group as well, and then private debriefs of the different protagonists in the conflict, and then bringing together parts of those groups to actually improve the levels of communication and to work on really constructive problem solving and a real focus on finding the solution.
Unit 11. Conflict. Track 55.
If I reduced the price by 7%, would you give me a firm order? I don't know. Only 7%? I was hoping for a little more. If we increased our order, would you give us a bigger discount?
Okay, how about this? If you increase your order to 1,000 units, we'll give you a 10% discount. That's fair, isn't it?
1,000 units. Okay, 1,000 units, 10% discount. Agreed.
Good.
What about spare parts? Can you supply them pretty quickly?
We can probably get them to you within a week. How about that?
That's fine. I think we've covered most things except terms of payment. If you give us 90 days credit, we'll sign the order today.
90 days? We might find that a little difficult.
Unit 11. Conflict. Track 56.
Okay, Rachel, so you want to talk about your salary. I see you're currently earning about $60,000.
Yes, that's why I'm here. I think I'm worth a lot more than that to the company. My work's greatly undervalued at the moment, so I'm here to ask for a raise.
Right. What figure do you have in mind?
$120,000. I know it's double my present salary, but I'm worth it. I've done really well in the last 2 years. I've exceeded my targets by almost 40%, and none of the sales staff has done better than that.
True, but a 100% increase? It's not going to happen.
Look, I know for a fact that Sophie Legrand got a raise recently, and her salary's over $100,000. She's doing the same work as me and not getting such good results. It's not fair, is it? I should be getting the same salary as her.
Look, Rachel, I'm not going to discuss the salaries of the other staff with you. Put yourself in our shoes. We're facing a difficult economic situation. You know that. We've all got to cut costs. There's no way the directors would approve such a huge increase in salary for you. Well, not at the moment, anyway.
I understand what you're saying, but the fact is, I'm being underpaid for the results I'm getting. I'm not happy about it. Not happy at all. Other sales staff are being treated much better than me. You know, there are other companies I could work for. Don't forget that.
I'm not sure I like the tone of what you're saying, Rachel. Threats won't get you anywhere.
I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. That's all.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. I can see your point of view. Look, we do value your work, I can assure you, but times are very difficult at the moment. There's no way the directors would agree to pay you over $100,000 right away. Let me suggest a compromise. How about if we give you an increase to, say, $80,000 now and promise to review your salary in 6 months' time?
$80,000 immediately, and then a review. I was hoping for a bit more. Okay, if you guarantee I'll get a review later on, I guess I'd be happy with that.
I promise you will do that. I'm chairman of the review committee, and I'll make sure your salary is discussed.
Okay. I suppose that's acceptable.
Right. I'm pleased to hear it. I think we've covered everything. I'll be writing to you to confirm the increase.
Unit 11. Conflict. Track 57.
Good morning, Joan. What can you tell us about Herman and Corrie Teas?
Well, they're well-established, a very well-run company. They usually make a profit, but some analysts think they could be doing a lot better.
What about their values, their principles?
OK, they're what we'd call a green company, very green. For example, they won't buy tea from suppliers if chemicals have been used to grow the tea. And, of course, they're against the use of any pesticides in the growing process.
Right.
Another thing, they were one of the first tea companies to get a certificate as a fair trade producer.
Impressive.
Yeah, they have very high standards indeed. They always invest part of their profits in the areas and communities which supply their tea, and they promote production methods that benefit local agriculture and the tea producers. You know, they even try to recycle the boxes used for packaging. So, you see, they really care about the environment.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. One other thing you could mention, Joan. The company's got very loyal staff, I believe. People say it's their biggest asset. They have a policy of keeping workers, even when economic conditions are really bad. They'd rather lose money than lay off workers.
Yes, they really look after their workers, that's true.
Do you think the management will recommend accepting UCC's offer?
I don't know, to be honest. But they'll be holding a meeting soon, and I suppose they'll make up their minds then. I understand the company's staff are strongly against the offer, so the meeting will be pretty lively.
OK, well, when we know, we'll invite you back to comment on the decision, Joan.
Jeremy Keeley is an expert facilitator and specialist in change leadership. He works with people in over 60 different organisations in the commercial, professional, public, education and charity sectors. Jeremy, what are the strengths of this business?
I like this business. It's what I would call a sustainable business, a business that is likely to go on for a long time. It's ethical, it obeys the law, it treats its staff well, it worries about the environment, and it's loyal to its customers. And therefore it creates a huge amount of loyalty from its staff and from its customers. The problems it faces are short-term and can be relatively easily resolved or solved. And so the core strength is the tradition that it's created, that it can continue to create over time.
How should the company deal with the conflict over its future?
Most companies face conflicts over their future at some point in their lifetime. And it's very unusual for there not to be a conflict. So the first thing this company should do is not panic. It should not worry about the fact there's a conflict. But it could use the conflict as a way of resolving underlying problems and applying the creativity of its staff to resolving those problems. Sometimes there's a temptation to think of situations as an either-or situation. Either they sell or they fail. But they can think of the situation as an and situation. They can be respectful for the environment, loyal to their staff, ethical, and they can be profitable and attractive to investors and to key people they want to employ.
Are there situations where it's better for a company to stay small and independent?
It is better for a company to stay small and independent when it has very close relationships with its customers and key suppliers that might be lost or spoiled in moving to a bigger organisation. When it has loyal staff who have key skills, who like working in a smaller company and would move to other companies if the company got bigger. And where the name of the company is so powerful that if it were to get absorbed or lost in a bigger company, it would lose its business altogether. There is no reason anymore in this modern world, with technology and the internet the way it is, and with software as accessible as it is on the internet, for companies to have to move into bigger organizations. Small companies can definitely survive.